Okay, so this video was originally going to be about Haknyeon's Billboard article that he, like the interview that he did with Billboard and the article that came out about it, about like a month ago. It's almost exactly a month ago. I think it was December 3rd. I meant to post that last month also, but like, you know, technical difficulties. I have to do it now. But it was just gonna be about that, but some stuff came out today and I was like, interesting. So I think I'm going to put that, mash them together. So that's what I'm going to do today. 100, which is the Boyz' company, allegedly not paying their artists. Allegedly, okay? Allegedly. However, there's a lot of things that just don't add up that they're saying that I need. So what happened was that an article was released by The Fact, which I'm about to read right now. Baekhyun, Taemin, the Boyz, and other singers working hard are the price of unsettled. I think the translation was off. And I think that's what they're trying to say, is that they're not getting paid for their hard work. It has been found that the amount of unpaid bills for artists under 100 led by CEO Cha Ga-won, EXO, which are EXO CBX, which is Chen, Baekhyun, and Xiumin, Taemin, and the Boyz, and like other artists. They have other artists too. Whose subsidiaries include Big Planet Made and INB 100, with a total of 5 billion won. That's how much they owe them, like, altogether. According to the report by The Fact, the boy group, the Boyz, which belongs to 100, currently has 1 billion won to be settled. Baekhyun, a singer belonging to the affiliate label, which is the subsidiary of 100, INB 100, also has to receive 1 billion won in unpaid bills. And Chen and Xiumin have to receive 100 million won more, respectively. 2021, with their first mini album, Just Bury?
Just Bury?
Period. That's a name.
What
Just burn. Just burn it.
That says just burn.
Taemin, as in the one that's in Shiny, under another affiliated label, also has more than 1 billion won in unpaid bills, which means that's how much they have not been paid. That means everything they have been doing for who knows how long, they have not been getting paid for it. Previously, The Fact reported CEO Cha Ga-won's unconventional and suspicious operation of the company, exclusive 10.8 billion won in compensation and 72 billion won in advance. Cha Ga-won's operation of a modular company. We expressed concerns over whether the singers would be able to perform stable activities and receive fair compensation. The concern was already real, and the total amount of the singers' unpaid bills is estimated to be around 5 billion won, which I'm not sure what the conversion of that is. I will put it on the screen. This was foreseen early on. According to Big Planet Made's 2024 financial statement audit report, which was registered on May 30th last year, the company's liabilities, around 43.2 billion won, are in the state of complete capital erosion, which is about 18 billion won more than assets. 34.2 billion won, and INB 100 has little money left. The situation has not changed much in 2025, but rather worsened. The largest shareholder of Big Planet Made, including 100, is Cha Ga-won. The largest shareholder of INB 100 is 100. 100 is, like, she's the CEO of that company, so I don't know. Virtually all of these companies are owned by Cha Ga-won, CEO of 100. These companies subsisted? I don't know what that. That's a hard word for me.
Garlic.
Onions, garlic, celery, balsamic vinegar.
Tomato paste.
That's a big word for Elmo.
On advance payments, amounts that singers receive in advance for their performance album. So basically, when you sign a contract, they give you in advance, like a X amount of money to, you know. And fees for various events and broadcasting. But even that has been difficult from the second half of 2025, which means most of it might have been something that the artists themselves are paying for, which is... As it turned out, in the fourth quarter of last year, some people started talking about the singers under 100. Some singers even met with a reliable person in the industry and who had a long relationship with and shared their concerns about their pending settlement and future activities. According to the official, they have not received settlement since the third quarter. Taemin joined Big Planet Made in April 2024, started his world tour in August, and toured 29 regions worldwide, damn, until April 2025. That's a whole fucking year. Settlement can vary depending on the contract, but considering that it is usually 3 months later, it is unlikely that the company received some settlement from the proceeds of the concert. In addition, Japan's arena tour, which lasted from September last year to the end of the year, is still undecided. Founded by Baekhyun and joined by Chen and Sumin, IMB 100 was absorbed by 100 in May 2024. Baekhyun went on his world tour immediately afterwards and held some concerts in 28 cities around the world, starting with Seoul in June last year. An encore concert was also scheduled from June 2nd to the 4th at KSPO Dome in Seoul. It is truly working hard, but he has not received the money he is supposed to receive from the second half of 2025, which means he has not been paid shit for all the things. Oh, but it is Baekhyun! And this is EXO, these are EXO members that we're talking about. How are you gonna mistreat the people who have, like, some of the people who have contributed to K-pop, you know? The whole of K-pop. Anyway, this situation is not much different for other singers such as Chen, Taemin, and the Boyz. The singers already have worked hard after Chaewon received a large amount of advance using their IPs, but since Chaewon spent 10.8 billion won, Chaewon's explained that she misrepresented the production costs for the costumes. In 2024, there seems to be a little room for improvement. CBX, Chen, Baekhyun, Sumin is more embarrassed. They are obligated to pay 10% of their personal activity sales to SM Entertainment, but they have not fulfilled them. According to the report by The Fact, SM Entertainment reportedly sent proof of content to CBX at the end of last year to pay 10% of its personal activity sales. The problem is that IMB 100 has no money, and CBX has not yet received a proper settlement. I made a video on that, by the way, like that situation that they were just talking about. As mentioned earlier, IMB 100's largest shareholder is 100, and 100's largest shareholder is Chaewon. As the dispute continued, with IMB 100 raising objections over 10% payment of CBX's sales. CBX was also excluded from EXO's comeback activities for the first time in 2.5 years. The money to be paid is also a problem, but fans are also disappointed about the complete failure. Due to the popularity of the singers, various events and broadcasting fees may occur sporadically, but much fees are not sufficient to overcome the situation of complete capital erosion. The number of employees, including 100 and its affiliated labels, is estimated to exceed 100, and the labor costs alone reach 400 million won. That's approximate. approximately 300,000 US dollars per month. Even if the issue is resolved in a short period of time, it will only be a temporary measure. Under such circumstances, it is questionable whether the singer's albums and activities will be released in a stable manner. In addition, it seems necessary to conduct an accurate investigation into the affiliated labels, including 100 million won, and why this situation was caused by tens of millions of won advance funds, and singers' hard work. We asked 100 to confirm the fact that the singers have not been settled, but there is no answer yet. Then in response to that article, another one came out with what 100 said. Like, they responded through another article by the same people. I will have the articles linked below, but they are fully in Korean and I had to put them through a translator, so the translations might be off, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying, and I will put in my 2 cents after this. 100, led by Haknyeon, announced its official position on the alleged non-payment of settlement payments to its artists. 100 said in an official press release on January 2nd, the issue of unsettled payments mentioned in the article is clearly under normal and adjustment depending on the contract terms and activities of each artist. The facts article is different from the fact, and it is very regrettable that it was reported without confirming the facts and guaranteeing the right to object. We will respond strongly and legally as this can damage the image of our artists. Our artists and executives have no conflict with the company and are working hard. Chairman Haknyeon is also working her best to help the artists. They said, adding, the truth of the matter is will be clarified through legal procedures. Earlier in the day, the fact reported that 100's group The Boyz has not been settled for about 1 billion won. Haknyeon, a singer from 100's label, IMB 100, and Taemin, a member along label Big Planet Made, had more than 1 billion won. Next is the full text of the official position of 100. Hello, this is 100. Bitch, fuck you, bitch. We will hold you accountable for misinformation based solely on the report of the wrong format. We will never forgive the fact and the wrong informant who tried to sway artists and companies by writing articles in this way. In particular, this article will also clarify once again that the right to object is not properly guaranteed, and immediately submit an application for mediation to the Media Arbitration Committee. The truth of the matter will be clarified through legal proceedings. Thank you, 100 team. Mind you, Billboard had released an article just last month in which they interviewed Haknyeon, a member of the Boyz who was wrongfully removed, then sued for 8 billion won, which is approximately 5 million US dollars. The article from December 3rd, 2025 read, I'm going to read the article right now. On September 12th, the Boyz kicked off the US leg of the group's 4th world tour at the theater at Madison Square Garden, with a concert that pop culture site Otaku Cart said encapsulates the group's dynamic charisma and intense stage presence. And yet, one member who originally helped define that dynamic wasn't on the stage, Haknyeon, who was dismissed from the group in June after rumors surfaced that he met with a former Japanese adult film actress. In the aftermath, while his former bandmates toured the globe, Haknyeon has been racked by sleepless nights and mounting financial fears, all stemming, he alleges, from a pattern of coercion by his former management company and label 100 that led to his sudden exit and multi-million-dollar breach of contract lawsuit that's set to go on trial on Thursday, December 4th. We don't know what happened during that, by the way. Haknyeon was introduced to K-pop fans as a contestant on 2017's singing competition series Produce 101, which sought to create an 11-member boy band chosen by fan votes. The son of farmers from South Korea's Jeju Island, Haknyeon's popularity on the show ultimately landed him in 17th place. That visibility led his agency, Cracker Entertainment, later rebranded to IST Entertainment, to quickly announce its first male group, The Boyz, featuring Haknyeon, which it debuted in December of that year. Since then, Haknyeon has remained a notable face, with his Instagram account boasting 4.2 million followers, the second most among The Boyz' 11th members. On June 16th, FraudHundred, which signed The Boyz in November 2024 after the group completed its 7-year contract with IST Entertainment, announced Haknyeon would be taking a temporary hiatus. Just days later, it said it had decided to terminate his exclusive contract after rumors began to swirl, including in a June 18th report from Korean outlet Taemin that Haknyeon's alleged meeting with the actress involved paid sexual activity, which is illegal in South Korea. Haknyeon denied those claims and subsequently filed a defamation complaint against Taemin reporter. On July 2nd, the Seoul Gangnam police station decided not to charge the singer-actor for prostitution because the claims were based on internet articles, and yet his dismissal from the label remained. Speaking to Billboard via Zoom, Haknyeon is sharing for the first time the exact series of events that he says led to his dismissal. FraudHundred's alleged demand for millions of in contract fees in a lawsuit against the star, as well as supposed evidence he says his former management coordinated with local media to push him out of the band. Billboard has not yet been able to independently review the lawsuit. According to Haknyeon, the claims that led to his June 18th dismissal stemmed from an incident on May 29th when the Boyz attended the Asia Star Entertainment Awards 2025 in Yokohama, Japan, where they won the Platinum and Best Conceptual Artist Awards. After the ceremony wrapped up at 10 p.m., and the group having the day off on May 30th, Haknyeon says he met with a friend and several others for a drink at a local bar. Right?
Right.
Right? This is what everybody was saying, even Asuka herself. We were hanging out with other people. As it got later, while we were drinking, there was one person there who used to be an AV adult video actress. Her name is Asuka Kirada. I met with her for the first time, and as far as I knew, she had been retired for about 5 to 7 years. Haknyeon says he spoke with the 36-year-old about her career transition into the beauty and cosmetic world. She's very famous in business, he says of Kirada, who has more than 6 million followers across social media. She became very successful after changing her previous career, so while drinking together, I was curious and we talked about various things, including discussions about business. She works with cosmetics. I know she runs dermatology clinics. So we had those kinds of conversations while drinking when there were many people there with us. After that we kept drinking and everyone got a bit drunk together. As adults, it's totally normal to drink and get drunk, right? I'm turning 27 years old. He's like, bro, I'm not a kid. That's like I didn't do something illegal. Haknyeon describes his exchanges with Kirada as part of a typical alcohol-tinged evening among adults, but believes that an attendee took photographs without his consent that night and sold them to Japanese tabloid Shukan Bunshun under the pretext that Haknyeon and Kirada were alone. In a statement, Kirada also publicly denied that any sexual contact occurred, not to mention prostitution, and said that she did not receive payment, nor had she ever privately received money for sex. After news broke of the dropped charges against Haknyeon, she spoke out again on social media, reiterating that the tabloid stories are untrue and sharing a similar story of joining a large party at a bar where she said the K-pop star had asked her about her career. But in its own statement, 100 said that the company took time to thoroughly verify the facts. Keep that. You remember earlier when they were saying, oh my god, like it's so annoying that they decided to release this article without proving the facts. Just like they did with Haknyeon. Sorry. Karma is that girl like gra.
Karma is that girl like.
You know? Sorry. Regarding the rumors, and decided that Haknyeon's exit was an unavoidable measure to protect the members of the team. It went on to call his social media allegations of a one-sided contract termination unilateral false claims, and claimed that he violated a clause regarding conduct that damages the dignity of an artist to the extent that it interferes with entertainment activities. The agency vowed necessary legal action, including submitting relevant evidence and documentation. In a statement sent to Billboard in late September, 100 went even further, not only doubling down on its previous assertions, but suggesting the company had uncovered additional alleged behavior by Haknyeon that caused it to take the actions that it did. As 100 officially announced on June 20th, 2025, Mr. Joo Haknyeon's actions were deemed to have fallen under Article 6, Paragraph 3 of the exclusive contract, which applies to acts that seriously damage the reputation of a public cultural artist at the extent that they interfere with entertainment activities, such as, but not limited to, drunk driving, drug abuse, gambling, prostitution, sexual misconduct, assault, and fraud. The September statement reads, accordingly, the contract was terminated and a claim for damages was filed. However, Mr. Joo Haknyeon, through his personal social media, mentioned the relevant clause, but intentionally omitted the reference to sexual misconduct, thereby minimizing the importance and distorting the facts to present arguments favorable to himself. Fuck you, bitch! Furthermore, while reviewing the facts of this matter, we discovered additional circumstances regarding the negative conduct of Mr. Joo Haknyeon. In Haknyeon's recollection, upon learning about the sale of the photographs, he did everything he could to work with 100 to get ahead of the controversy and address the potential leak. But following internal discussions, Haknyeon said that 100 label, also known as 100, like 100 and then red. I'm gonna be like, cause when I post these, whatever, you're gonna see that I called them like all of them. Presented a termination agreement that demanded repayment with penalties he now calls ruinous. During the process, I said I wouldn't sign it, that I couldn't agree to that amount, he recalls. I was so sorry and apologetic, crying a lot, because realistically, if I had paid this, it would be the end of my life. I would go bankrupt, and I just kept saying that I couldn't do it. According to Haknyeon, after he refused to sign the termination agreement, 100 filed a lawsuit against him on June 24th, originally demanding roughly 2 billion Korean won, approximately 1.4 million, a combination of return signing bonuses and a separate penalty. Weeks later, he says the 100 team filed an amended lawsuit seeking nearly 8 billion won in compensation, which is about 5.5 million in US dollars, with no further explanation. We know the reason why now. Responding to the series of questions from Billboard, 100 confirms it applied to amend the existing lawsuit from June's contents in August 2025, but adds it cannot disclose the exact amount of this ongoing court case. After Haknyeon received the June complaint, the singer says he and his lawyers prepared and submitted a detailed document refuting his claims. But the agency did not respond to that document either before or after it filed the amended complaint. 100 disputes this account. The two sides later failed to come to an agreement during a mediation session, leading to the court showdown that kicks off Thursday. With millions in potential penalties hanging over his head, Haknyeon now says that he believes the Korean media coverage that followed his refusal to pay was coordinated by 100 management. As we all kind of picked up on, anybody who is a fan of him and was actually paying attention to this case would know that it's just so, like, something's fishy, something's not adding up here. It's too obvious because I only told the company. Asking how the 10 Asia reporter would know details he only shared with his direct management before the Sukan Bunsun published its photos. However, 100 denies providing information to any particular outlet, stating, "Since the incident involving Mr. Joo Haknyeon was reported, we have only responded to inquiries from all the media outlets based on factual circumstances." Factual my ass, dude. But Haknyeon maintains factual circumstances cited by the label are not factual at all. Honestly speaking, I never had any sexual relations with Kirara, and we never even discussed this at the company. Haknyeon says, there is no evidence, and the reporter never presented any evidence. But that's still how they wrote the story. 100, a music company established by Taemin and veteran hitmaker MC Mong, fuck you too, bitch, like, don't even get me started on him, has multiple labels under its umbrella, including the flagship 100, Mong's longtime label, Million Maker, and its newest imprint, IMB 100, dedicated to the solo careers of EXO members Chan, Baekhyun, and Sumin. Mong recently stepped down from his position as producer of the company, which Haknyeon clarifies is unrelated to his situation. However, I genuinely believe that this could have been something to cover up whatever the fuck was going on internally, and this could be one of them, because I guess MC Mong also had some allegations against him, but those were all alleged. We don't know if that actually happened, but all I know is that because that happened and he stepped down, and then right after the whole Haknyeon thing happened, it just sounds like they're saving face. In the K-pop industry, Cha, 100's chairwoman, has become an increasingly visible presence publicly speaking out on issues relating her signees. At a press conference last summer, she declared full-on war on SM Entertainment after 100 filed a pair of lawsuits over allegedly unfulfilled royalties and distribution fee agreements for 10 Baekhyun and Sumin. 2 mediation sessions held in September and October to settle this matter failed. Local and higher courts ultimately awarded SM a total win in the lawsuit in a late October ruling. After leaving IST Entertainment, the Boyz signed to 100 because they were the most aggressive and trying to prove that they were a good fit and put in a lot of effort to bring opportunities for artists, Haknyeon says. But the reality was a bit different. More like a lot different, dude. I'm sorry, Haknyeon, bro. You deserve some. He deserves the world, man. Haknyeon isn't the only former 100 artist to publicly spar with the company. In June, Young Junhyun also went public about a dispute with the label. On the day my album was released last year, I was suddenly called in and told the label was restructuring due to business expansion. Junyoung shared on social media per the Korea Herald, referring to his Beautiful Dystopia EP released in April 2024, "They offered to cancel my contract without condition. When I expressed confusion, they changed course and suggested we continue working together." Junyoung said that his label later pressured him to terminate his contract and repay funds allegedly invested by a distributor. "They calculated damages in the billions of won and told me to leave. He added, "When I asked for the contract to be honored, they cut off communication, so they ghosted. Indication that he never took part in conduct that could interfere with the Boyz' entertainment activities. Despite what 100 claims, he said he is no longer in contact with his former members to avoid implicating them in any trouble, as they remain signed to 100, but that he wants to speak out about his situation as a warning to other K-pop acts. I want people to know that the company doesn't protect their artists and isn't acting like a proper company." He says, "If I lose this case over something I didn't do, the companies will certainly abuse this kind of situation again." Still, Haknyeon says supporters, both in his personal and professional life, gave him hope for the future. "I think of it this way: if I hadn't lived my life properly, they might have turned their backs on me," Haknyeon shares. "But after this incident happened, there have been friends who believe in me and support me, both from the industry and many other people, because they know who I really am, and their trust gives me a lot of strength." And that article was written by Jeff Benjamin, by the way, at Billboard. And that's what this video was originally going to be about. But with these allegations against 100 that they allegedly owe their artist over 5 billion won and haven't been paying them, it makes sense that Haknyeon wanted to let people know that this company doesn't treat their artists right. As a fan of the Boyz, it hurts because the Boyz left from their former fuck-ass company, IST Entertainment, to escape this exact thing too. Since IST Entertainment didn't pay the Boyz properly for 4 years, allegedly, I have a video coming out soon further criticizing IST Entertainment, where I go over the mistreatment of their artists as well. But the reason why I mention it is because the Boyz left them to escape this mistreatment, only to get it back tenfold. It also makes sense why they're suing Haknyeon for 5 billion won when they are... No, for 8 billion won, because they owe 5 billion won to their artists. That's how they were gonna pay for it. What if... That's fucking stupid. To do this to other artists as well is insane and unprofessional, like, whatsoever. No wonder why they're suing Haknyeon for over 8 billion won. They're allegedly going bankrupt. It's also the fact that their ongoing war with SM Entertainment started. I actually made a video about that, and I praised 100 for defending CBX, but now I'm seeing that they're no better than that evil ass company either. Evil ass company as in SM Entertainment. They're a huge op on this channel, hope you know. Fuck that, fuck them bitches. Make the best artists but then ruin them. That's why I'm so confused over why some fans of CBX Entertainment are siding with the company when CBX Entertainment are victims here too. So this portion of the video, I will be doing it like this because I could not film that part. It's just a long story and I'm just trying to get this video done, you know? So basically, some stuff came out after I recorded the part that you just saw because I was meant to upload that back in January. Whoopsie-doo. But that didn't happen because, you know, life happened. But we're here and I'm here to add the updates that I have not spoken about yet. Since I wrote the script, a few things came out. 100 CEO is allegedly getting sued for 10 billion won. An article by All K-Pop reads, 100 label CEO Cha Ga-won sued on fraud involving over 10 billion Korean won, which is approximately 6.8 million USD, which is actually insane. The article read, according to an investigation by The Fact on January 16th, a major domestic e-tech company identified as Company A filed a criminal complaint with police last month against Cha on charges of fraud. Oh, FraudHundred, don't look at me like that. Authorities confirmed that the alleged amount exceeds 10 billion Korean won, placing the case under South Korea's Act of Aggravated Punishment of Specific Economic Crimes. Crazy. Under Korean law, fraud and extortion are punishable by up to 10 years in prison or fines of up to 20 million Korean won, which is approximately 13,568 USD. While embezzlement and breach of trust carry penalties of up to 5 years in prison and fines of up to 10 million Korean won, which is approximately 10,176 USD. For large-scale financial crimes, harsher penalties apply under the aforementioned special act, and an assessment that reportedly applies to the charges against Cha. Cha owns 100 as well as its subsidiary labels Big Planet Made and IMB 100, and is known to wield absolute decision-making authority and influence over company operations. Company A, which works as a partner to these labels, filed a complaint by not against the company themselves, but against Cha personally on fraud charges. Company A is a global integrated entertainment solutions firm that leverages data, what potato, and technology based on artists' intellectual property, which is IP. Earlier, I should have mentioned that when reading the other stuff. Anyway, to expand entertainment businesses worldwide. It provides one-stop services spanning concerts, merchandise, and fan communication platforms. Many agencies that contract with Company A using their artist IP receive large advance payments. 100, Big Planet Made, and IMB 100 all used Company A's platform and signed contracts involving their artist IP, receiving substantial advances. This was previously addressed in the Facts December 29th exclusive report. 108 billion Korean won in styling costs, 72 billion Korean won in advance payments. Cha Gawon's abnormal corporate management. Don't look at me like that, FraudHundred. The report analyzed Big Planet Made's 2024 audit report, which showed the company in a state of complete capital impairment. IMB 100 was found to be in a similar condition, with both labels effectively surviving on advance payments, funds paid upfront for concerts, albums, and related activities. Company A was identified as one of the sources through which Cha secured large sums of capital. Basically, not only is 100 not paying their artists, they're also not paying the people who worked with like album production, people who worked on sets when it came to like performances, people who worked with them on tours, merch, people who made merch, people who created albums, people who, all this, makeup, hair, all that too, not getting paid. And oh my god, like that's insane. Additionally, Kevin Moon, a member of the Boyz, took to From recently and said, "Though I don't know what will happen, I won't forget everything we've done so far and the Dobies I've met." Dobby, if you're not familiar with, Dobby is the fandom name. Anyway, we will bravely thread through forward slowly. So even if it's easier said than done, I hope it doesn't worry you too much. And what caught fans' attention was he said, "I don't want to worry you, but I don't want to promise a future that I don't know." Which made fans question what exactly is going on behind the scenes and if this has to do with the unpaid fines or whatever else might be happening behind the scenes, what they might be going through. A fan on Twitter said, "My current guesses are D-wording, this better not be happening. Group lawsuit against the company, which would put the group in limbo. 100 is going bankrupt, which would also put the group in limbo because their contracts would be sold off to the highest bidder." And honestly, I think so too. I hope not though. Honestly, yeah. Um I'm not sure what I think. I don't think they're gonna disband. If they did all that to stick together, I don't think they would give up now. I think this is just a storm inside a teacup. Sorry guys. I should be a singer someday, you know. Anyway. What the fuck? Anyway, so other members said similar things as Kevin, like Sonu said on Idol Radio recently. To be honest, I really haven't been on social media much lately. Sorry about that. Lately, I've had a lot on my mind, and I don't want to say anything weird or hurtful to Dopey. So for now, I'm not reaching out or contacting much first. I'm trying to hold everything back for the time being, but little by little, I want to let it out. I want to sort everything out quickly. When I heard and felt again that you all are truly good people, so do stop. So I feel like I absolutely have to repay your kindness. Even if my path is slow, I'll take responsibility all the way to the end for these people. For those here are watching too, please wait for me a little longer. I really promise. How long the wait? How long? Maybe another week? Yeah. So that's something that I also want to talk about, like totally not related, but can people stop like pressuring them to be active? Like I understand if you pay for the from and so and so Jim Bob only comes by once a week. Once every 3 months, like that. Obviously, that's like okay. Well, I pay like $5 for this, you know. That $5 could go towards I don't know a matcha. Anyway, in my opinion, I don't like think too much of it. If it's me going through that with someone, like for example, if I signed up for Jim Bob and his don't ask who Jim Bob is, okay? He's a secret member of the Boyz, and even the Boyz don't know about him, but I do because we need to talk about Jim Bob more. Yeah, if I like paid for their from and they weren't active, I wouldn't think too much of it. In my mind, I would just be like, okay, maybe they're busy with something. Maybe they're going through something. Maybe they're just like not okay themselves. I'm not gonna pressure them. Being an idol is not for the weak, okay? But you know, some fans do have this like toxic mindset where they are like, yeah, well, we pay money, so we own them. And I'm like, who the fuck do you think you're like, no, you don't. No, you don't. These are normal human beings, okay? I also want to go through some tweets that I saw regarding this stuff, so I'm gonna go through that. Girl on board, let's buy a new company for the Boyz. I agree. Kevin believes the Boyz are able to slowly and bravely move forward, and so do I. They fought so hard to stay together before, so there's no doubt in my mind that they will do anything to make this happen again. Even if it might take a lot of time, I trust the Boyz to make the right decision and we as fans will support them on this journey. So basically, while the members were sending stuff like that through from, I think Younghoon has also been sending like song recommendations, and the lyrics are depressing as fuck. But I honestly think maybe like for me personally, I really love listening to sad music, and it's like cold lately, and maybe it's even colder in Korea, I bet. And like maybe he's just in a mood, and he's like, I want you guys to feel it too, cause like for real, it's that deep, and because it was Younghoon that sent that. Um, and honestly, like I agree with him, but like that's just me trying to not think about him not feeling good. But anyway, so yeah, Eric was talking about flying cars. During all of this, Eric was talking about flying cars and if Adobe would build one for him, or if any of them is working on building one. Like he is the most unserious person on the earth, and I freaking love him. But yeah, that's all for this section. I will come back if there's anything else to add to this, but for now, go back to the rest of the video. Stay safe out there. Just so you know, I have everything that I have talked about today, like the articles and the I need to change the battery, the articles and the tweets, and just like my sources. I'm gonna cite them down here. One sec, I'll be right back. So someone said CBXLs, as in XOLs that support CBX, because I guess there are some that are like, fuck them. Which, I don't know, I don't go here. Like, I know, obviously I know EXO, like that's, obviously I know EXO. But I don't know how the fandom moves that much. I really don't. Anyway, so CBXL is running around saying CBX weren't paid for by SM only to be Uno reversed. Instead of fulfilling the renegotiated SM contract, CBX agreed to that would have ended in 3 years. Now they're facing a trial, unpaid dues, obligation to pay with 10% IP fees, broken trust of the members. Bro, like for real. Crazy. Crazy. CBX breached their contract with SM and accused SM of not paying them for years, even suing SM with 12 times. That all ended in losses. But in the end, they ended up not getting paid by the company they also had built. No wonder why they refused to pay those 10% IP fees. Yikes.
Yeah, right.
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 Anyway, they need to pay their artists if they haven't already. And it is a quote from the Billboard article that says what I said earlier, which was, I want people to know that the company does not protect their artists and isn't acting like a proper company. He ate. This is why everything about Haknyeon getting kicked out seems so suspicious. And I don't get why people, especially those hating on Haknyeon, don't see it. Isn't it obvious that they want to drain Haknyeon's pocket? Mind you, 100 demanded almost 8 billion won from him. Clocked it. We find it very regrettable that it was reported without fact-checking or ensuring our right to provide a counter-argument. So like what you did with Haknyeon, right? Mic drop. Read between the lines. They're saying we are trying to discuss and settle artist payments. That means it is indeed true. They haven't paid whatever those amounts are. They're saying that the report is inconsistent. It doesn't mean it is entirely false. That means they're kind of like tiptoeing around it. Like it's obviously true if they're saying it's not true, but like we're working on fixing things between us and this art. And I'm like, so it is true. I'm gonna read the tweets that I had picked out originally for the Haknyeon video, because this has become both. All K-pop fandoms in support of Haknyeon. Oh, this is why I love the K-pop community sometimes. You got the entirety K-pop community on your side. And then I will put in like hashtags that you can trend to support Haknyeon if you want to. I just really like this picture. I just really like that picture. Pop Base posted about it. What are they doing in our house? What is Pop Base doing in our house? It's okay. Like, what are you? Do you even go here? Yeah, so it's the way that he is so smart for going to Billboard and not any other like Korean media, because he knows that his company has leverage and is probably paying them to say the worst. Billboard, on the other hand, wouldn't have done that because what are they gonna do, you know? Yeah, so some people thought it was like annoying because the article came out around the Boyz' 8-year anniversary. It's been 8 years, correct? I've been in this shit for a long time, I forgot. But it was around their anniversary, so people were like, oh my god, why would the article come out now? As if Haknyeon himself had the power to choose when the article would come out. Even if it's important that this comes out and that justice is served, because if this is what they did to Haknyeon, what are they gonna do to other artists? And we're about to see what they're gonna do to their other artists, because they're failing to pay them. What? Anyway, so yeah, this person said that, like, you know, Haknyeon, I didn't even talk to the members to protect them, but there are some fans of the Boyz that do not like Haknyeon, which I feel like you're weird. Because if there was proof that he did the things that he was accused of, that would be different. I would understand. However, there is no proof of that. In fact, it's been very harmful. So I don't know. I don't understand why some people are like taking that as, oh, so you hate your members and you want them to die. Bitch, when did he say that? Asuka Kirara herself, I went over this in a previous video in which she went on a live and continued, like, literally said the same thing that Haknyeon just said, where, like, the series of events, this is what happened, but we didn't do anything. The picture in question is a hug. A hug. A hug. That's what that equals prostitution in their head. Mind you. Mind you, mind you, mind you. I think that's all I'm gonna go through. I'll cite my sources in the description as well, and include, as well as including the links to these tweets and my full scripts. I will have both my scripts, because I had a whole different one for the Haknyeon thingy, but I'll have that in there too. Because I think I'm gonna mash the videos together, since I already filmed the other one. You know, I don't want to have it go to waste. Yeah. That is all for this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And if you would like to see more videos like this, or just, like, you know, I have fun videos too. I'm not always crashing out and like going off on companies in these videos. I swear to you. Yeah. If you would like to see more videos like this in the comments, let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's any topic that you want me to talk about and give my opinion on, whatever, like, you know, or like what type of content you would like to see from me, and I will write them down. And also comment a fire emoji if you're watching this far. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Also, Happy New Year.